Alright guys, I want to be making this video a little bit shorter than usual, but welcome back to Modern Warfare. Uh, Another gun build, going over the Origin 12. But like I said, I want to be making this video a little bit shorter than usual. I'm not going to be jumping into a private match or shooting bots and stuff. Just want to make it to where I can show the build to you guys with the attachments and stuff, and you guys to be able to make the build and see for yourself, like, how good this gun really is. But what I will be doing is turning the Origin 12 shotgun into more or less like a rifle. That's actually really solid. So, as you guys know, with every single shotgun, even the Origin 12, but it's going to be like a really, really small area. Every single shotgun, some way, has a one-shot kill section by default for like, buckshot and stuff. So if you are close enough, they will be able to get a one-shot kill on you. The Origin 12 is even able to do that. You have to be technically touching the player in order for you to actually be in that kind of effective kill area, but it is technically possible. So, what's really cool about this is that when you put on the slug rounds to any gun, it will make it to where that actually shoots out like, rifle rounds kind of deal coming out of the barrel. So you don't have that big like effective damage range for like, normal pellets and stuff that you're firing out like buckshot. However, it does extend that one-shot kill area way, way more than it originally was. So you can use that stacked with other longer barrels for the gun to actually extend the range even more, and you would actually have yourself a really solid gun. So the Origin 12, like you guys know, aside from the Jack 12 or the AA 12 shotgun, which is automatic, this thing is semi-automatic, and it is the second fastest firing shotgun in the game. It does a lot less damage, but it does hit like a truck, or it shoots faster, so it kind of keeps up with it for the speed there. So it's really solid. It reloads fast by default because you want to keep getting rounds in as fast as possible because it takes so many to kill someone with it. So it's actually a really solid gun by just speed, just by default here. So it's pretty solid. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into build. I want to show you guys how to make it for more of a long range kind of thing, because that one-shot kill area with the longest barrel and the slug rounds on there actually extend out to about 20 meters or so, or maybe a little bit less with the Origin here, since it is a little bit more of a closer one-shot kill area. Uh, but when you have that on there, this means that the gun can kill people outside the effective damage range in 2 shots, which is actually pretty solid. I believe that is technically better than the EBR-14. I don't actually know. I haven't used that gun in a while, but I believe it's about the same deal, or the EBR-14 might take 2 to 3 shots. This gun will kill people in a minimum of 2 shots, no matter what. And outside the effective damage area, it will make it to where even the headshot will take 2 shots in order to kill someone. So at most, you're going to need 2 shots to kill someone. Now the real drawback to this gun, it is a shotgun using slugs. The slugs are not actual sniper rifle rounds. They will not go insanely fast, and they will drop fairly fast, so you're going to have to do some type of leading with this kind of gun. But it is made it better to where it actually does have that one-shot kill area, and it is really solid. So I definitely recommend giving it a try after I show you the build. So right off the bat, we want to go for the barrel, and we want to go for the longest one, the Forged Tack Impaler. Or actually, no, we don't want to do that. Or you can if you want to. It'll give you the most amount of range and damage range, but it'll also make it to where that your movement speed and down sight speed is a lot lower. So if you want to run that, you can. It'll make it more into like a longer range rifle. But a Forged Tack Precision, you might want to do more. It gives you not as good of range, but it's not like really a big difference. As you can see down in the actual range section, there's not really a whole lot to it when it comes to range. There's only like a couple meter difference, so you won't really be losing a whole lot on or a whole lot out on range here. And you do have a tighter pellet spread, so it makes it to where your slug rounds are more accurate, so they don't veer off to the left and right. If you guys haven't actually used slug rounds in this game, they've been buffed a ton, but if you use smaller barrels or just the default one, there's a chance that your slug round will actually like veer off to like different areas from your original point of aiming down, or like your original area that you were ready to shoot that first round at. So the longer barrels make it to where it's a lot more accurate. So it does say have a tighter pellet spread. That just makes it to where that it gives it to where your slugs have more accuracy. so it's makes it to where it's pretty much going in a straight line, so you won't need to worry about that. Cons being aimed down sight speed, but not as near as much as the longest barrel here, so you don't need to worry about it as much. It doesn't give you as many downsides at all, and you don't lose out on movement speed, by the way, so you're still going fairly fast. This gun's actually pretty solid for movement speed. After that, now this is really up to you guys. If you want to make it to where it's a little bit easier for you to hit targets at longer ranges, monolithic suppressor is a really good one. This will increase your damage range by a little bit, but it's not really used for the damage range all that much, more for the bullet velocity. So you can actually be able to hit your targets at longer ranges there, so you don't need to lead as much. Or if you want to make it to where it's an absolute laser, you can put on the choke and that'll make it to where your slugs won't move at all. And there's going to be like any or pretty much no movement at all from them. So if you want to put it on there, but that's probably not needed from the barrel. So really it's up to you guys. Monolithic suppressor on there, and if you want to fire off shots quicker, you can put on a compensator for recoil, so you're able to hold down the barrel, because this gun is a shotgun. By default, for its recoil properties, it's going to kick really high. It's usually use buckshot, where you're not really going to be aiming at a sight with it, because it's a shotgun. You can shoot it from the hip, so the recoil is pretty high on it by default. So compensator is definitely a good option, but it's really up to you guys here. I want to use the monolithic suppressor because that allows me to hit targets at longer ranges, and it goes well with the little bit of a shorter barrel kind of going on here, but longer barrel, but shorter than the longest one. From there, the underbarrel. Now, you can kind of pick which one you want here. The Merc foregrip gives you recoil control and aim down sight speed, so it kind of gives you two really good ones here. Cons being movement speed, which is not too bad. So it's practically like the Commando foregrip on steroids. So it's like a really good one here. Or if you want to have it to where it's more of a sniper rifle kind of build or a longer range, you can go with the Commando foregrip. And this will give, or yeah, this is more of the Commando foregrip really. But this gives you recoil stabilization just like the last one, and aiming stability. Cons being movement speed. So that's more of the Commando foregrip. Merc foregrip is practically just this. But this one gives you aim down sight speed instead of just recoil control and hip fire. So it doesn't give you any kind of hip fire, obviously. So I'm going to go with the Commando foregrip because that makes it to where I'm able to not worry about side to side recoil. All you really got to do is, just hold down on the stick or pull back on the mouse when you're firing with the gun here to stop vertical. So this is probably the best gun to pick, or the best attachment to pick when it comes to recoil. So the vertical one you're able to just kind of get the hang of and control, so that's probably the better option there. Ammunition, of course, we're going to have to go with the 8-round slug magazine. It makes it to where you're able to actually shoot longer ranges, or that's actually the ammunition you're going to be using. And preferably you can either run the iron sights if you want to. It's not really for the longer range kind of deal. So I would probably use like a holographic scope, or if you want to use like a scout combat optic, you can, but you want to have a little bit of visible recoil. So I'm just going to run like a either a scout combat optic or like a mini reflex. I want to run the mini reflex on there, and I will give it to where I have like a little bit better of a sight picture. You can always run like a higher zoom optic. It doesn't have any kind of sniper scope to it, so you can't go too far into magnification, but that's what we got. So yeah, so this is technically a DMR that has a one-shot kill potential and a pretty far area in front of it. So that is one of the better things here. It does shoot, I believe, slightly slower than the EBR-14, but it is a two-shot kill, so I don't know if the EPR-14 is a two-shot kill too, but if it's not, if it's a three-shot, this gun technically beats it when it comes to what you need to actually kill someone. It does have technically a smaller magazine as well, I think. Yeah, because the EBR-14 has 10 rounds by default. This thing only has 8, so it does beat it in magazine size and range technically. But yeah, so this gun's more for closer range. Still, it is a shotgun. It is, but it's able to get out the longer two-shot kill area no matter what. So yeah, I hope you guys try to use this build here. Tell me what you guys think. Do you want me just to go over the gun builds like this for later videos, or would you want to see me actually jump into a game with bots and stuff? I did recommend trying this build out. You could probably try it in a custom game if you want to, or actually online. To me, it's pretty solid for longer ranges. You want to be using that. but it does still have that quality of being able to be very effective in close range, which is actually a pretty sweet deal. It is a one-shot kill area with a semi-automatic shotgun to a pretty good range. So pretty top notch if I would say so myself here. So it's really solid. And if you don't want to run the DMR, I mean, you can run the longest barrel and put on a bunch of junk to make it to where it's a lot faster with slug rounds. And or not, you can actually put on the smallest one if you want to. It'll still take 2 shots to kill someone. So that's actually really cool. Plus, the white shot doesn't actually get rid of any kind of recoil. You keep the same recoil pattern. So if you do want to use that, you can make it really fast, put on the slug rounds. It'll still take up to 2 shots to kill someone, but your damage range will be dropped back since you have a smaller barrel on it. But I don't think it should affect you too much. So yeah, give it a try, and tell me what you guys think about it down in the comments. And I'll see y'all in the next one.